anywhere but in prison, because prison doesn't change much. Also under the First Step Act, there is, how about this, funding to help. How many people have heard of that? Right? It's not an unfunded mandate, it's a funded mandate to provide education to those who need it. The better part, it strikes down the 3-strike penalty. That's eliminated. Part of this act is also retroactive, and so what it does, it gives good time credit to those who have done counseling, anger management, drug rehabilitation while in prison. And what we're seeing is many of our nonviolent criminals are being released. And that's the good news. I just heard about a man who was in prison 70 years, his commitment, was released because he had good behavior, he did treatment, he did counseling, and his original offense was possession of marijuana. Now, I want you to know, legislating drug use is not the answer. That's not the answer, because drug use leads to problems. But we do have to watch that we legislate corrective action and rehabilitative action. And this is the largest and the biggest first step that the federal government has ever done. And it's encouraging. And the fact I find encouraging is it was bipartisan. How many of us have complained that, oh my gosh, we're not going to get anything done because this side and this side? Well, here we have finally a bipartisan effort that came together for the good of our country and is righting past wrongs. That's the best part. Now, Dr. Mashburns, both of you were in the Marion prison, correct? I don't know how many people have ever walked inside a prison. How about eat the food? How about just smelled the food? All right? And you have done that. And the one quote I like to remember is by Fyodor Dostoevsky. That's a real common name here, right? He was a Russian writer during the 1800s, and he saw the Russian Revolution, and he saw the destruction by Lenin and Stalin. And he said, the degree of civilization in a society is revealed by entering its prisons. Amen, right? Amen. And I just wonder now what he would say if he entered our prisons. Have we improved as a society? Have we? I hear no's. You're all working on that, though. Now, there are ways to improve the system without risking public safety. And we do this by being smart on crime. You don't have to be soft on crime. You're smart on crime. Because you have to find out what caused the crime, right? What caused the crime? A drug addict steals. Right? So let's stop having him be a drug addict and not wanting that drug, right? So someone may be a fighter. Let's go anger management, right? Let's talk about trauma, right? So we have to be smart on crime, and now finally we're doing that. The juvenile justice system in Ohio has been doing that for years. I am glad to see the adult system seeing the benefits of rehabilitation and education. And by using alternatives instead of merely warehousing men and women across our nation, we will now be putting men and women to work. Men and women with their families. And men and women who work, they pay taxes, and they become members of our society. They become our neighbors. They become people who are our friends.